Hello everyone, my name is Zach Mueller. I'm wearing a Portal hoodie, and you're watching The Insider. Wait for it. Companion cube zipper. Companion cube zipper. I'm out of focus, aren't I? Hold on. Okay. Companion cube zipper. I'm also very sick this week, as you can probably tell by my voice, because this Christmas, apparently I was bad, and Santa gave me the gift of the flu. What a jolly dude that guy is. Which is why there's been no episode of Exposé this past week, because I have been just so sick. I have barely been able to get out of bed. I've been watching various movies which I have never seen before. Die Hard happens to be a great franchise, in case you're interested in action movies from the 80s and early 90s and 2007, but that one doesn't count. Come on. I just realized that my Dr. Pepper's been in the shop the whole time. It's for my throat. I'm very sick. I also quite like carbonated soda. So I'm sorry that there's been no episode of Exposé this week. The episode is actually done. I finished editing it. However, we're going to hold it until release this Monday so that Kristen and I finally get a week of vacation time. I wish. We're actually still going to film next Monday's episode today on Friday. So we get no vacation time whatsoever. However, that does mean that we will always be a week ahead, so if I get sick or get in a car crash or a wizard duel of some sort, you never know, Voldy might come back. We'll always have at least 1 week of leeway, and you'll never get a late episode ever again. However, knowing how I work and my tendencies, I'll probably find a way to screw that up too. It's just inevitable. That's just how I do. That's just how I do. That's just how I do. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday or Hanukkah or birthday if it was your birthday and got everything that you possibly could have wanted. I got a Nintendo 3DS and Mario Kart and Mario World and iCarly 2. Don't be hating. Now let's get into this week's exclusive news. And by exclusive, I mean I looked on iTricks for 5 minutes and then got you these stories. Our first story of the day is about a homemade comedy video posted on Funny or Die where this kid pretty perfectly impersonates David Blaine. Now, usually homemade comedy videos that are supposed to be funny either aren't funny or are funny because of how unfunny they are, like every episode of The Insider. But after seeing this kid's impression of Blaine, I was seriously raffling on the floor. What's that? That's redundant because the F in raffle stands for floor. Okay. Oh! You see that, Blaine? I'm not totally sure if I preferred the stare or his little brother's head shake, but all in all, it's a pretty funny video, and you can check out the full version in our description. In the description. Well, I guess it is our description, but no one says that, except for me just now. Let's move on. You may recognize this interesting looking guy from Johnny English, or Mr. Bean, or his real name, Rowan? Rowena? I'm not totally sure how you pronounce it. But his last name is Atkinson, which is a lot easier to say. He has some pretty hilarious stand-up and mimery from the mid-'80s, including the clip that you're about to see, in which he talks about how Jesus was a pretty awesome magician.
It had become wine, and they knew not whence it had come. And they said unto the Lord, how the hell did you do that? And inquired of him, do you do children's parties? And the Lord said, no.
I thought that clip seemed fitting, you know, because it's Christmas and it's magic related and because there's barely any other good news stories this week. And now you know. Also, if you're into stand-up comedy or magic related stand-up comedy clips, Pete Holmes, who is a newfound favorite comedian of mine, has an awesome clip on stand-up which I'll play right now. I said now.
I'm just so glad I'm not a magician. Have you taken a moment today to be grateful that you're not a magician? There's so much pressure. Comedy audiences come out to have a good time. Magic is the only kind of entertainment where 90% of the crowd is trying to ruin it for themselves. Go to a magic show, just a sea of closed-minded, threatened dudes just like, nope, no way, that ain't possible, mirror, some sort of mirror, you ain't sawing her in half. I love magic. Look at my friendly open face. I sit in the front row. Do I volunteer? You're damn right I volunteer. A magician drops his fake thumb. I didn't see nothing. I want to believe.
The rest of that video is in the description below, and his whole CD you can see on iTunes. Well, you can't see it. You have to hear it. It's not a visual. It's just audible jokes. Wow, my hair looks really greasy. I should maybe shower once in a while. Last but not least, in the UK on New Year's Eve, Channel 4 bought up pretty much all of the video advertising space on the tubes, which, if you don't know, for our American viewers, it's their form of cooler, more populated subway stations. I should know because I lived there for 2 years of my life. Granted, between the ages of 7 and 9, but I still remember. During the night of New Year's Eve, they'll be playing this scrolling ad on the video advertising stations, which are basically little television things within the tube where that advertises TV, and it's Channel 4, their TV station. Anyway, Derren Brown is in these advertisements, and in it, he disappears and reappears right next to Zooey Deschanel. Did I mention this story just because Zooey Deschanel was in it? Maybe. Yes. That's the only reason. Well, folks, that's about it for this week's episode of The Insider. I know there weren't a ton of stories to cover this week, but luckily we can read your comments. Oh wait, I forgot to ask you a question last week. 51 episodes in, and I still forget occasionally. You'd think I'd remember, but Siri doesn't remember to tell me either.
You never remember to remind me.
Shut up. Your question for this week is, what is your New Year's resolution? What do you want to change or do differently this year or make happen this year? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear. Personally, I'd like to never work out. It's worked greatly for me this past year, and I hope it'll be another great year of doing just that, or lack of doing just that. By the way, there's still time to spend some of your Xmas dollar bills, y'all, and maybe get some new Theory 11 holiday products, and maybe donate to Charity Water by getting the new Charity Water decks and the new Steampunk decks and some of our other various items that we just released. And also get yourself some Theory 11 holiday points and maybe meet David Copperfield in the flesh. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen, but leave it to chance and holiday miracles and dreams. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. Lastly, I want to thank you guys all so much for the great year. I've done 51 episodes of The Insider every single week, except for 1 week where I was sick and another week where I think we skipped I'm really not keeping count. But it's been a great year. I've had such fun doing this every single week, and I can't wait for another year of 2012. So once again, thank you very much. You guys have been awesome. Thank you all for tuning in and leaving comments, hateful or awesome. I appreciate every single one of them, and I hope you all have a wonderful new year. Here's to 2012. Let's do it! I'm gonna go drink some cider. Cider. Not alcohol. No, cider. Because I'm only 16, and that's all I can do. Oh, I gotta get better. See you in 2012. I'm really doing this Chris Angel thing. Oh my god. Bye.